Hello everybody, this is Dr. Carmen Bryant, Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I missed you guys this weekend. I was traveling and so I wasn't able to record any or come on live on Sunday, and I wasn't able to record anything on Friday because of a busy schedule. And so I am back. So I did not leave you guys. Here I am back, come to give you some more information. Thank you guys to all my new subscribers that have joined this channel and this tribe. I hope you find something that's relevant to your healing, your awareness, or even your process, of finding out that you've been in or you are recovering from a narcissistic relationship. Today, I just wanted to come on really quick because I have to run out the office because I was a little late recording today, but I just wanted to go back and retouch on readdress narcissistic bosses. Many of you guys have made mention to me about your work environment and narcissistic bosses. And so keep in mind, when you're dealing with a narcissist, you're dealing with an individual that wants fuel and that wants attention. They have a low self-esteem as it is. Nowadays in this society, you have, remember, you do have narcissism on a low to high scale. So you do have those narcissists that are very educated and skilled at what they do in their job. You have those that just can't keep a job at all, but then you do have those that are in management or in positions of power, and this is like the ultimate place for them to be, in a position of power over people, because they look at it as not as a team concept, but this is more people to worship me. This is more people following me and doing what I want them to do. And especially if they have control over pay raises or monies or hiring and firing or promotions, or accolades, you have those individuals that were, in today's society, let me go back. In today's society, for some, a narcissist is very focused on themselves anyway. They want the attention, they want the credit for everything they do. And so in certain situations, narcissism is applauded when it comes into a company and moving a company forward, and we can make this company move. But a narcissistic boss has a total disregard for the people that they're managing or over. And anytime you get into a position of leadership, even my experience through the military, even through experience with even in the counseling field, when you're in a position of leadership, you are in a position of servitude. The higher you go up in leadership, the more of service you are to the people that you are leading and following you. Even in a position of management, one thing that I found in the military, as I went through the rank structure from junior non-commissioned officer to senior leaders, the higher your position, the more responsibility you have, and the more responsibility you have to the people that are following you. If you fall into a ditch, you have all these people that are falling behind you. So it behooves you to have resources and to take care of your people, because your people are the one that take care of you. And so a narcissistic boss does not look at it from that concept. It's a team effort to make this company or department grow. And your team is actually who makes you look good, is a reflection of your leadership skills and ability. When you have a good, cohesive team, and that's a very productive team, makes the leader look good. It doesn't mean that you have to always take credit for everything, because sometimes the people that are on the team, are the ones that sometimes are more skilled than you are. You have the concept, and I'm not saying you in general, but you have the concept of what is supposed to happen in your department and what direction you're going. That you have all these individuals that are on this team that have all these different skill sets, that help this team move forward, with different skills, with different gifts, to make the team move forward. And so a narcissistic boss wants the credit for everything. They don't want to give you credit for it. You give people that are on the team credit, and you make sure that people, they're acknowledged, they're appreciated, that they are recognized. It makes the team want to work together as a team, as a family. Well, a narcissistic boss wants all the credit for themselves. They may have department heads under them or leaders, team leaders within departments, and they'll do things like always making sure that there's a hostile environment, because you have team members that are accustomed to being around that team leader. That team leader answers to the management or that particular, boss. And that information is conveyed to these team leaders to make these departments run. Well, a narcissist can't handle themselves. And so because they don't get all the focus and the team may be very fond of that team leader, they will go in behind unethically go in and they create hostile work environments. So they go in to try to break up that cohesion that has been developed within that department. They'll do things like, because it doesn't feel special when a boss calls to talk to them, but they call down and talk to individual people, and they love bomb. That's basically what they're doing. They love bomb, they hoover them, basically. And it's almost like parental alienation. What they do is they throw those little hints out, and they have these conversations where they gain your confidence, where you begin to spill out your grievances or things that you don't like about the team leader. And so they use that against the team leader. Now they may exalt that team leader, make that team leader good, make the team leader look good amongst all the other departments. But then they'll do things, they find out the team leader is getting all these accolades and getting all this attention, while Narcissist doesn't like it. So what they'll do is they'll go into their team to talk to individual members, and they almost like play these members against each other to break up the monotony or that cohesion within the team. They'll have the team come up against the leader that's trying to manage and trying to follow through, and then that boss will come in like a hero to come and fix this problem that never really existed in the first place. They'll do things like they show favor, so they'll show favor to like the person that's on that team that has nothing to do with the leadership in the team. So show favor and exalt them. So now you may be creating problem, amongst the team, where that team leader knows that individual is a problematic individual. And so what that narcissist will do is target, and that individual that's already problematic, target that problematic individual to cause more drama for that team leader to break that team up. Then they may do things like, mass emails. They send out, the first thing they do is how great this team is, how great this leader is within this team. And the next thing you are like, remember the trauma bonding, they lift you up and elevate you and make you look like this wonderful, that you are just, oh boy, you've been idolized, and all these people, this is such a great team, this is a great team member, we have this. And then all of a sudden they'll start throwing little hints out about certain things that is going on your team that for a fact that you did not mention to no one else but that team, but that boss. And then all of a sudden these emails will go out, and certain things that you may have said have gone out, or they take information to other departments and other team leaders, and now all of a sudden you become the scum. You have failed and your department is failing, and now we're going to add these people in because you need to be trained, and these are the people that you may have trained, and so now you need to be retrained. But and then they put this all out on email, or they do it in a public setting where all the departments have come together and they're shooting you down, and they're actually like tormenting you or gaslighting you in front of all these other people. And that individual, that boss, is talking to you. They may do things like separate you or isolate you from other people. These people you may get along with everybody, but then what they'll do is they'll isolate you, or they'll make sure they target certain people to get them away from you, to isolate you, for you to be alone. And so these are narcissistic bosses. Let's see. Am I missing anything? They may do things, for example, if a boss that is over you does not have the ability to fire someone, for example, what they'll do is they'll put so much pressure on you or pressure on team members that it will cause them to want to quit. Now, keep in mind, they know that there are people, you have those people that kiss butt. They kiss butt because they know the temper or the anger or the danger of the narcissistic boss, and they're afraid to lose their job, because there are people that truly depend on that finances to support their families and the benefits or medical benefits to support their family. And so they'll do anything. Think about it. Think about the narcissistic relationship. They'll do anything they possibly can to please that narcissist. And that narcissistic boss will cause a lot of confusion and gaslighting, even so the individual that's kissing butt doesn't know whether they're coming or going, whether they're doing something wrong or right. As long as they are making that boss look good, and they also become the flying monkeys. Those that are close to that narcissistic boss become flying monkeys and fight their battles on their behalf, and they know it. They may have a special skill set, or they may do something really, really, really well, and that narcissist will wear them out. Disregard their families, don't care, will wear them out just to get the agenda met. They'll do things like, for example, if they have the power to give pay raises. They have the power to set, monetary amounts for pay. They'll use that, hey, I'm thinking about promoting you. I really think that you're doing a great job, just for you to continue, being that flying monkey. And so they'll set this monetary amount up, but now they may have the ability to promote you and create these job positions, but they may not have the ability to fire you. So what they'll do is they'll cause enough tension, confuse you. They'll do things just like the narcissist does in relationship, where they gaslight. By the time you blow up, everyone is looking like, I can't believe that you would conduct yourself like this. And they may send you to the employment assistant program, the EAP, that some people have for counseling because you have a problem, a mental health issue, and the pressure of the job is getting too much. All that time, they're the ones that are causing the trauma, basically, or they're gaslighting you, or they're causing the tension within the workplace. And what they'll do is they'll start keeping records or notes on how you conduct yourself, and they never admit to the fact that they're the ones that are pushing the buttons with the employees or the team leaders. And so some of you guys are in this toxic environment, I can't say you need to quit your job and find somewhere to go, because some of you guys are actually really relying on that job, and you're dealing with this toxic leader. It's a toxic environment, a toxic leadership environment. And, hopefully you have things like the ethics board. Sorry about that, y'all. I heard some noise in my office. Shoe fell. But some of you guys have, like an ethics committee and HR. And then sometimes what happens is these bosses are, befriending these particular, they know what they're doing when they're doing it. Befriending HR, befriending, people that are in finance. They're befriending people in order to maintain that control. And they're talking about you, my concerns, about this individual. And but they're already telling them the things that you're going to do. So it's basically you're being gaslit. At the same time, you're being made to look like you are crazy. And so, the hardest thing is that sometimes within certain agencies, they have the HR, they have the ethics committee, and then they have people that are on the outside. They're still within the organization, but on the outside that checks the bosses. And so the leader has a boss has a boss, and then you have those that are on the outside that are ethic committees or complaint committees, or you have for federal employees, you have the Whistleblower Act, so the best thing that you can do is, and for some people, contractors, things like that, there's also the ability to do civil suit, slander, civil suit, L&I complaints, those type of things. And so what I recommend is that you keep notes, you keep notes, who's there, who's around, who heard it, and I know recording conversations, I know for, a lot of times that's illegal if the person doesn't know that you're recording, but keeping emails, saving your emails, being very professional, taking your emotions out of the situation. Take the emotions out of the situation, because most narcissistic bosses, they may have a skill set. The experience that I've had is one had skill set when it came to numbers and statistics, that had poor people skills and managed to manipulate and really tear up the teams. It was a contract that was across the whole United States with different team members in different states. And the individual, the project manager, was an individual that was really good at numbers and statistics, but had very poor people management skills, and would always, triangulate with different teams. If person's team, they had good leadership, they had a very cohesive team, the team was doing very well, they were meeting the goals that were put out there, she would purposely sabotage that because she wanted the credit for it, or because of the fact that she got angry with the people that had the contract, not the contractors. They were the project manager. They had the contract, but the organization itself, she began to self-sabotage, or she began to sabotage the contract, so that if they were to fire her or get rid of her, that it would sabotage the entire contract. Period. So and that's what happened. She sabotaged the entire contract. Because they began to realize that she had very poor management skills, but someone took the liberty to finally confront her and left, but confront her and file a complaint. File a complaint with the ethics board to cause an investigation, and come to find out that she had been harassing employees for years, you know, causing them to quit, and because she was unable to fire them, so she caused them to force them to quit. She put so much pressure on them, took their time away, forced them to do unrealistic tasks and unrealistic things that was just not the list of things that was required to do was really impossible, and then give them list of things to do and then take up their time in meetings so that they couldn't fulfill those lists, and then write them up and then send it to HR, you know, for the individuals to be monitored. But this is, you know, the sad part about it is that you guys, some of you have experience with narcissistic relationships, and now you're also having experiences with narcissistic bosses. You know, if you look at the boss, you can apply everything that in a narcissistic relationship, what a lover or a family member has done is the exact same thing that a narcissist boss does. They love bomb, they hoover, you know, they have a scapegoat, they have flying monkeys, you know, they have you know, what else do they have? The flying monkeys, the trauma bonding, you know, they have the gaslighting, you know, the humiliation, you know, the sabotaging, you know, the smear campaign. They do the smear campaign. You were idolized at one point in time, and then they start a smear campaign to show, and then they, you know, if they're bold enough, they'll humiliate you in public until they meet that right one that come up against them, you know, but they'll humiliate you in public, you know, anything that they possibly do, because if they find out that you have strength and that you're strong and that you have people skills and management skills, and they see you as a threat, they want you out of their peripheral. They want you completely gone because you threaten, number one, to either take their job, or you threaten to expose them to cause them to lose their job. And that's what ended up happening to the individual that I was aware of. She came up against the wrong person. What ended up happening was that she was exposed, and she ended up losing her job. After all those years of people losing their job, their benefits, you know, losing their income, you know, almost losing their mind. But in the end, what ended up happening was an investigation was launched, and she ended up losing her job because they found that what she was doing, you know, it was very valid, and people finally began to speak up against her. But it took one person to finally say something to start the investigation. And so this hopefully has helped you guys, to give you some insight. I wanted to revisit this topic because I did get some emails talking about narcissistic bosses, and so I just wanted to go back and revisit and add to. I do have another video about narcissistic bosses, so this is another one about narcissistic bosses. I wanted to come revisit that topic. So if you have not already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am Dr. Carmen Bryant, Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. You hit the bell because I pre-record Tuesday through Friday, upload, and then on Sundays I come on live between 8 and 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, which is West Coast time, unless I'm traveling. Sometimes I can't come on live, and I apologize because of my work schedule and because of my travel schedule, supporting my mentor as well. And then if I do have a Facebook page, it is Overcoming Narcissist Abuse, and I have Psychological Health Consultants and Services, which is my professional page. And so hit the thumbs up. I do post on all three of the sites. And if you have not already, please go check out my book. It's Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. No, it's not. That's my YouTube channel. I was thinking my YouTube channel because it's a habit to say it. No, my book is called Unmasking the Illusion of Perfection. There we go. Unmasking the Illusion of Perfection. Those of you that have purchased the book and you've given me feedback, thank you so much. And I'm so grateful that you said that book has helped you and encouraged you. I'm so thankful. Thank you so much. Please go buy the book. Hey, share it with your teenagers, with your kids. You know, it's appropriate. It's appropriate, but it gives them an idea, and it opens up their eyes and let them see what narcissist abuse looks like. We talk about it, but this is a play-by-play action showing you what narcissist abuse, gaslighting, you know, even you know, how this came to play in families of origin and how they were taught to think, you know. And so this is a play. These are real people. These are real stories. And so those of you that have purchased the book, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. Hopefully this video has helped you guys, and hey, go be great.